keep it real with it. Feel the legs pushing up on the ceiling. Feel the high that you get from the line.
Hello and welcome to the practice problems video on exponential functions. Okay, here's number 1. We have the fox population in a certain region has an annual growth rate of 9% per year. It is estimated the population in the year 2010 was 23,900. Estimate the fox population in the year 2018. Okay, so the first thing is that we have, well, it says a growth rate, an annual growth rate of 9% per year, so that can be represented by r is equal to 0.09, right? It says that the estimated population in the year 2010, so when t is equal to, we can measure t from 2010, so t equals 0 represents the year 2010, okay? And then the population, we could say a of 0 is equal to 23,900. Okay, and what we're supposed to do is estimate the fox population in the year 2018. So if t is measured in years since 2010, then 2018 is 8 years away, right? So t equals 8, then we want to find what is a of 8. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Alrighty, so the formula that we're going to use, and there's nothing that implies that we are compounding or that the fox population is growing semi-annually or anything. It just says an annual growth rate. So we're just going to use the simplest formula that we can think of. So that would be our a of t is equal to the initial value, a, times 1 plus r, and then raised to the t power. Okay? So if we plug these in, we can get a formula. Capital A of t is equal to 23,900. And how did I know that? That's our initial value because that's when t is equal to 0, right? So our initial value is this 23,900. So this is like our a. And then we have 1 plus r, so 1 plus 0.09, and then t up there, okay? So we can simplify this as 23,900 times 1.09 to the t power. So if we were to try to figure out, okay, what's the population in 2018, we're just going to plug in an 8 for our t, okay? And again, t is measured in years after 2010, okay? So a of 8 is going to be 23,900 times 1.09, and then raised to the 8th power, okay? And then when you plug this into your calculator, you're going to get 47,622. So that's going to be the fox population in 2018. All right, number 2, we're going to find a formula for the exponential function passing through these 2 points, okay? So the general formula for an exponential is going to be f of x is equal to a times, in this case I'll use b, okay, because we don't have to deal with 1 plus r or anything. Okay, so we're just going to use this and use the information that these 2 points give us, okay? So this one just means when f of 3 is equal to 1, okay, so when you plug in a 3 you get out a 1, that's what that one tells us. And this point tells us, well, when you plug in a 5, we're going to get out a 4, okay? So if we plug this in here, into our formula and try to construct 2 equations, let's deal with this first one. So we have f of 3, so f of 3, which is equal to 1, is the same as saying a times b to the x, and x in this case is a 3. Okay? Now let's do the same thing with this right-hand side equation. Okay, so if we say f of 5 is equal to 4, then we can also plug it into a times b to the x, and x in this case is a 5. Okay? So we have this equation right here, as well as this equation right there, okay? So now we have this system of equations that we can work with, okay? So let's just solve for, let's say, a on one of the sides, okay? So if we take this equation and we solve for a, we get a is equal to 1 over b to the third, because we just divided it on both sides, right? And now we're going to take this 1 over b to the third and plug it in for the a right here, okay? Because these a's are the same, they represent the same thing. Okay, so we can do that substitution. So we get 4 is equal to 1 over b to the third times b to the fifth. So these ones can cancel out and we get b squared on the right hand side. So now we're at 4 is equal to b squared, and we square root, so we get b is equal to plus or minus 2. And the thing here is, by convention, b has to be greater than 0, okay, because it is a growth rate, all right? So since we want the positive one, we're just going to take b is equal to positive 2. Okay, and then so we figured out b, so we're good on that. And now we just need to plug it back into this guy over here in order to figure out a. Okay, so then a is equal to 1 over b 2 to the third, so this is going to be a 1 over 8. Okay, so a is equal to 1 over 8, b is equal to 2. We can construct our formula, so we just get f of x is equal to 1 over 8 times positive 2 to the x. Okay? And that is our formula.
Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.